Raffi Andonian is with us to talk more about Black History Month. Welcome, Raffi. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
And we're talking about, obviously, Black History Month, but one person in particular, Lloyd Gaines. So tell us more about him and the legacy he's kind of brought to Black History Month here.
Well, he's a fascinating person. Now, this guy was a valedictorian in high school. He was also vice president of his student body, and he went to high school right here in Missouri. So it's a local person, local kid. And, you know, he was also on the debate team, and he was a great writer. He wrote for the school journal. Well, what happened is that his writing skills, you know, he submitted for an essay contest, and that essay contest got him a scholarship. And he went to college. And went to college, he went to Stowe's Teachers College, and then he went to Lincoln University, both right here in Missouri. And Lincoln University is, at the time especially, the only black university in the state of Missouri. So that's why he went to school there. Well, when he went there, he majored in history, which of course I love as a historian.
Absolutely.
But after that, what happened is he wanted to go to law school.
Okay. But
there was no law school for black students in Missouri. Now remember, the law of the land at the time is separate but equal. That was from Plessy versus Ferguson. Well, with the help of the NAACP, they argued that's not equal because I can't go to law school in the state. I have to go out of state. So he applied to the University of Missouri to see what happens. And the University of Missouri initially refused to take a decision on it, but eventually rejected his application, saying that the state constitution says we can't let you in because the state constitution says we have to be segregated. Right. So there's this kind of problem that occurs. Now, the case ends up going all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Wow. It's a case known as Gaines versus Canada. Now, Canada is the name of the registrar at the University of Missouri, not the country Canada. Sure. And eventually what the court rules in a 6-2 ruling out of 8 judges is that there must be separate but equal. That means in this case that Lincoln University had to create a law school to allow black students in, or University of Missouri would have to open its doors. Well, the state decided we're not going to allow that in University of Missouri, so Lincoln University starts to create a law school. Now, is that going to be equal? That's the question. Right. So the decision for the Supreme Court is 1939. So over the course of the subsequent months, there's this question coming up. In the process, when they do depositions, when Lloyd Gaines is called upon to say, is this law school that they're developing substantially equal? He disappears. Wow. He's never heard from him again. We don't know what happened. There's lots of theories out there, but we don't actually know what happened to him. But why does this matter? Because that case established a chip in the Plessy versus Ferguson that allowed eventually in 1954 for Brown versus Board of Education, which integrated schools throughout the country. And I'll point out that I brought this medal from the U.S. Mint here. The U.S. Mint put out this bronze medal in recent years. And this is referring to one of the other cases that was part of Brown versus Board of Education. But you can see down there it says Brown v. Board of Education, a commemorative medal to Brown v. Board that of course made segregation illegal throughout the country. But Lloyd Gaines was cited in the Brown versus Board of Education, helping contribute to a national outcome. And that happened all right here in Missouri. Yeah, absolutely. So Lloyd Gaines, the legacy he leaves behind is one that leads us to desegregating our schools, desegregating our country, huge for our history. Absolutely, and even locally, the state, a few years after that, state constitution is going to disallow segregation as well. There's also multiple things named after him at Lincoln as well as University of Missouri, and even a scholarship in his name at the University of Missouri. So pretty cool legacy locally and nationally from the impact that happened from right here. Right on. Raffi, thank you so much for sharing that story with us. And you can learn more about this. We'll post a link to this on our website, koamnewsnow.com. We'll be right back after this.